Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to this week's Raw and SmackDown review. So I would have already posted our SummerSlam video. I don't know exactly what time they're all getting posted, like this video and the SummerSlam one, but yeah, you would have already seen the SummerSlam one. So for Raw, we're gonna be talking about obviously what happened after SummerSlam and the fallout and everything that happened, and then SmackDown. So for Raw, obviously we started off with Seth. And, okay, so AJ came out and challenged Seth. And at first I was confused because, they're both champions, so I was like, this can't be a long-term feud, obviously, because they can't fight for a title, you know what I mean? But AJ challenged Seth to just, a match. And I was like, okay, I mean,
it was pretty
fine,
much,
I guess.
Yeah, it was pretty much because he wanted to prove to Seth that he was the better champion, which he's not. So.
And which he didn't prove. But, anyways.
The next was a Sami Zayn segment. He was talking to the Street Profits about how, pretty much people from NXT who come up to the main roster, they die, pretty much. They don't, Seth, he talked about how Seth's hype went out, and Becky's, he was just talking crap about people. And he ended up talking about Samoa Joe, and he was behind him, and then he pushed him, called him Kevin Owens' water boy, and then it ended up leading to Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe, which Samoa Joe won. So.
Yeah. Not much to say about that.
But the next thing was Becky Lynch segment. She was talking about how she took care of Natty at SummerSlam.
Oh, and she was basically saying that, she needed a new opponent, so someone had to step up. She was funny, though, on the mic.
Yeah. The next thing, Elias was doing his classic concert, and then Ricochet interrupted him, and that led to Ricochet versus Elias, and Ricochet won, right? I think Ricochet won. I don't know. Next thing was Andrade versus Rey Mysterio in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
This match was some bullshit.
Yeah. The
very beginning was okay, but Andrade won, and it was anticlimactic, and I don't see the point of why they even made it a 2 out of 3 falls match. And then after the match, Ray went backstage, and the interviewer asked him, what'd she ask him? How he was feeling or something?
Yeah.
And he just said, my family, and walked off.
So that kind of worries me.
I thought he was going to quit right there.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting worried about that. Let's hope Ray don't go no more. But the segment after Rey Mysterio vs. Andrade was the Stone Cold Steve Austin interview, which was awkward, but he's pretty much giving his opinion on Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins' match, and pretty much just promoting Seth. That's what that whole thing was for, was to promote Seth and his Universal Championship thing.
We stand.
The next thing was the Ray segment, but you already said that. So after that, Drew McIntyre, what did he say? All I know is he had a backstage segment, and he's annoying, so, I don't remember what he did.
Then there was a Street Profit segment, which was okay.
Yeah, they were just, being funny. I don't remember what they talked about either, but after that, it was Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander, which the match was really good. I wasn't expecting that from them two, but, of course, Drew McIntyre won.
He didn't need to, but
no.
Whatever.
We need to push Cedric.
The OC segment?
The OC segment, which was them being clowns and backstage, so, that's that on that.
And then it was Robert Roode versus
No Way
Jose, which no one cared about.
Which Robert Roode won, because, blah, who actually cares? Not me.
Paul Heyman segment, oh yeah. So, Paul Heyman had, a 30-second interview backstage, and he basically just said that he was pressed that Brock didn't have a rematch with Seth. Bitches get stitches.
And it was after that was Lucha House Party versus Revival. And that led into a 24/7 thing.
24/7.
I was so pressed about it, I didn't even put, the whole thing. But that led into that. I can't even remember who all won. All I know is the Revival were champions at one time, and R-Truth won it back, and it was just
sit on this bench for that one.
not it. Natalia had a segment. So Natalia's segment was, she came out, pretty much was talking about Becky. Did she talk about Becky? I think she talked about Becky.
No, not really. Oh, she basically just said, that they had a good match, and she wanted to, face her again, but she did something, I think her elbow's injured.
Yeah.
So she said, I guess she's going to be out for a while, and then, pause for dramatic effect, I was really not expecting this. Sasha Banks interrupted Natalia. I'm not going to give all my opinions about Sasha in this video, because we don't have the time. The range is not there. But, I'll just tell you what happened, and I'm going to try my best not to give my opinions. Okay, so yeah, Sasha interrupted her, and everyone was like shocked, obviously. And at first, she hugged Natalia, and then this bitch took off her weave and revealed blue hair, and turned heel and started beating Natalia's cheap weave. Which poor Natalia. At first, she was booed in her home country.
She was booed when she came out on Raw too.
She was booed at SummerSlam, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And they cheered for Becky more. And then the next night, she was booed when Sasha was beating her cheap weave. So poor Natty. And then Becky came out and started fighting Sasha. And she was, you're doing amazing, sweetie. But then Sasha started beating this hoe with a chair with her cheap ass weave.
And Sasha botched. So.
And then just walked out.
That's great.
So. Yeah. There's obviously going to be a Becky versus Sasha feud now. I just hope they don't ruin it.
I'm excited for it. Ah! After that, it was the Viking Raiders versus some jobbers. No one cares.
Like, you don't really do that shit after that.
Viking Raiders won. Cool beans. Alexa and Nikki segment. I don't remember what they did. I think they just talked about how they're good champions, in quotation marks. Then they fought the Kabuki Warriors for the tag team titles to defend them.
And they retained, which they shouldn't have. They made Asuka look like a boob of the fool.
Yeah, I'm tired of them making
Which,
them.
do you not know who Asuka is? Like, she's so much better than them.
Even
the
Kyrie.
two of them combined.
Kyrie Sane was doing just fine on NXT. So the last thing was Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
Which was a good match until...
Did that end a disqualification?
Yeah, remember the OC interrupted?
Oh, ugh.
The OC interrupted the match and ended in a disqualification, which I was pissed about. I really thought they were just going to have Seth win the match because it was his first match since winning the Universal Championship, but no, they have to be booed of the fool. And then Ricochet came out to help Seth.
Got his cheap weave beat, and then Braun...
Then Braun Strowman came out to help Seth and Ricochet, and at first, Seth was posting up boo, like, he thought that Braun was going to beat his cheap weave, but he didn't, and he just, like, handed him back his title, and that's basically how the show ended. And I saw clips from after Raw ended, and I think Seth, Braun, and Ricochet teamed up, which is what I don't want.
Match?
I told you it was going to happen. I don't know, it's just what happened after Raw. I just saw videos of it.
Oh. Well,
We don't want that, because that means that Seth's not going to defend the title. He'll still be fighting, but...
I know that Braun's facing AJ for the United States Championship next week.
He doesn't need to be in tag team matches.
I'm just confused because, like, I thought it was setting up for Braun and Seth at Clash of Champions, but, like...
Which, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that to begin with.
But he's facing AJ for the United States Championship next week.
So I guess Seth's just going to have a new opponent.
Whatever, I guess.
Which is fine, but I mean, like... Keep it hype, you know what I mean? Alright, that was Raw.
Raw was good.
Raw, yeah, that was the best Raw
8 out of
since
10.
WrestleMania.
No lies were detected.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we started off SmackDown with Kevin Owens talking about his match with Shane at SummerSlam and how he won. And then Shane interrupted. And that segment went on for way too long. Oh, yeah. Is that when he fined Kevin?
Yeah, he fined Kevin for hitting Elias.
Because Elias was a referee.
Like an outside enforcer, which who asked for that? Not I, not me. So he fined him. He fined him.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, but whatever.
Next thing was Charlotte Moon. Charlotte. Charlotte Flair versus Ember Moon. And they had Charlotte dominate the match, which I was not fond of. But it was decent.
They didn't have to make Ember look like Boo Boo the Fool after losing the women's championship.
Bitch, they made Ember look like a fool from the build-up to SummerSlam, to even after. Like,
and Charlotte won against Trish Stratus. She did not need to win another match. She doesn't.
Period.
Stop it. You're making me not like Charlotte again, and it's getting on my nerves. Here's the problem. Charlotte needs to be face. Heel Charlotte right now is not good. Her character's not good right now. She's annoying as fuck.
Next thing was Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan segment, which was, they came out and said how they were mad at Buddy Murphy and Roman Reigns because they're accusing them of attacking Roman, and I guess that's why Roman beat up Buddy Murphy on SummerSlam. And they pretty much just said afterwards that they are gonna prove tonight that it wasn't them who did it and then left.
There was like literally 4 different segments with Roman and Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah, the only segments this week were Shane and Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan segments. They weren't all in the same like thing, but you know what I mean. After that was an Aleister Black segment, pretty much saying that he wants somebody to pick a fight with him, which I when he did that, I was expecting somebody to, and that didn't happen. So
and then we had Roman versus Buddy Murphy, which that match slapped. People are already saying it could be considered for match of the year.
So that confuses me on why they didn't just let these two fight at SummerSlam. So
yeah, that still pisses me off. The whole Roman thing. They even had a promo kind of that they showed at SummerSlam of Roman, and he didn't face anyone at SummerSlam, and he very easily could have faced Buddy Murphy. That match deserved to be at SummerSlam, and people were pissed about that. After that was the New Day segment.
They said how they're gonna beat the Revival tonight, and they pretty much were talking about how talking crap about Randy Orton too. So
and then it was Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens, which was interesting, I guess.
Match could have been better, but they had to have Elias come out there and be a special whatever. And then the match ended in clownery, obviously. Whole damn circus on SmackDown Live. Kevin was about to pin Samoa Joe, and Elias pulled the referee out, and then came in and pinned, like, really fast, so then Samoa Joe won.
So that was some BS. And then after that, it was another... I have Daniel Bryan, Rowan, and Buddy Murphy segment written down.
Oh,
that was when Daniel and Rowan beat Buddy's cheap weave. Because they were asking him to admit that he lied. And he wouldn't. So they just kept beating his cheap-ass weave until he admitted it. And then they still beat him.
I don't understand what their logic. They said, of course Buddy lied because Roman had his arm pushed up against his face. Anybody would lie. And then they did the same thing to him. And he said that he was lying. So he could be lying still. Where's your logic?
And then the last match of the night was New Day. Oh. Okay, before the New Day had their match with the Revival, Randy interrupted when Kofi was talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it turned into...
Randy and the Revival versus the New Day.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
And surprisingly, Randy and the Revival won, which I was happy about. And Randy RKO'd Kevin, Xavier, and Big E. And I was like...
And then he did it again. So I'm happy that he ended the show like that.
I have a feeling they're going to have a rematch. I have a feeling they're going to face again at Clash of Champions and at Hell in a Cell, possibly.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to have Kofi retain at Clash of Champions. They're going to face at Hell in a Cell. Inside Hell in a Cell is what I want. And then Randy wins.
That's what should happen.
Period.
Would make the most sense. That was the last, that was the main event. And then the very last thing was a segment with Roman and Daniel and Rowan. I don't remember what they said. Didn't Roman say, like...
I have no clue. All I know is that he went back there and they...
Like, confronted them, I guess?
Yeah. All I know is I don't care to see Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan in serious stuff like this. They need to stay in tag team rivalries. It just doesn't make sense for them to be in this.
And Roman deserves... I wouldn't mind him having a feud with Buddy Murphy for a while, Or if they just put him in a few different matches for a little bit, that's fine. But they need to start building Roman up again. Last night was a start. But, yeah, he deserves to work his way up to have a title shot at one of the titles. Period, boo. Alright, well, that was our review for this week's Raw and SmackDown. They were really good. I wasn't surprised because SummerSlam was good. My throat's sore. Yeah, but that's all for this video.
Cheap weave.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
So they did a, 30-second backstage interview with...
What are you heifers doing? I'll ask later.
Okay.
Alright, I'll be over after. Damn it, I was doing good too.
Paul Heyman.